Bitcoin can plunge 70% to 5,000 according to Standard Chartered. Now, here's the thing. We always see headlines of Bitcoin dying and going to zero. Peter Schiff is still saying it. There's still a lot of naysayers that will always call for Bitcoin's death. Okay? But this one, a little bit less fuddish because Standard Chartered was just making some predictions like worst case scenarios in 2023. Like absolute worst case scenarios. And for Bitcoin, they're predicting that because the markets will come down, there's more pressure, there's more sell pressure, and there's going to be more crypto collapses and more contagion spreading. And if all that happens, Bitcoin can fall down to $5,000. Here's the thing. Even if it does, which I don't believe will happen from our current level of 17,000, but even if it does, it'll still be 50% higher than where Bitcoin was back in 2020. So that's one way to look at it. But I don't think this is going to happen, and neither do they. They just said this because they're just trying to make a prediction, right? And according to them, this prediction has a non-zero probability, meaning there's a chance of occurring the year ahead, right? And fall materially outside the market consensus or our own baseline views. So they're saying there's a chance of this, but the market does not agree with this view outside of market consensus or our own views. So they don't even think that this is going to happen. So they're just throwing this out there. And they made some other predictions about rate cuts and other things that may be coming that are very surprising. But still, so they even admitted that this is something that we don't even believe in, but we're just throwing that out there. Okay, so I agree. I agree. All right, but as for Bitcoin bulls, Tim Draper, he is not being swayed by these FUD articles. He still believes in the next 6 months, he's extending his prediction by 6 months. He said originally that Bitcoin was going to be by 250,000 by the end of 2022. Obviously, that's not going to happen within the next month. But he extended it, and he believes that 250,000 is still within reach by mid of 2023 because he believes the dam is going to open and we will get massive, massive buying into Bitcoin. The dam is about to break. So Tim Draper is more bullish than ever. I mean, he could have extended by a year or 2 years, whatever. No, he's just extending by 6 months only. 6 months only, 250K is still my number. That is impressive. Despite everything that has happened this year, that would be very, very impressive. But keep in mind, Tim Draper, he's been right pretty much all along. He bought Bitcoin when it was like in 2014, he bought like nearly 30,000 Bitcoins from U.S. Marshals, who confiscated that from Silk Road for about 18.7 million. Now it's like, I don't even know, it's like 500 million or close to $1 billion or something. So he's been pretty right for Bitcoin. So we will see. And he does think that women will jump in the space big time because women control 80% of the retail spending, right? And he says 1 in 7 Bitcoin wallets are held by women. The dam is about to break because more women will get involved. And then we're going to see a massive rise in Bitcoin's price. I certainly hope that he is right. I certainly hope he is right. 6 months seems a little bit too early. But hey, who knows? It's a new year. And there's a lot of bottom indicators. A lot of bottom indicators out there, right? Such as this. This is the MVRV Score. Again, one of those on-chain metrics that show whether or not Bitcoin is overbought or oversold. And it is very, very, very oversold. You can see at the same level as previous bottoms, right? And had you bought at those previous bottoms, you would be up tremendously. And we're right there with the new bottom. And then also, this is kind of a telling story. If you go back all the way to the beginning, all the years that we had a pretty down year, that correction, that bubble pop in 2014, 2018, and now 2022. Look at what follows those years. 2015, 35%, 2016, 125%, 2017, 1,300%, and then let's go to 2019, 95%, 2020, 301%, 2021, 66%, right? Those are pretty good numbers. Recovery years leading up to the next halving event. There's a reason why this happens. I just covered it yesterday because we have the halving event, which happens every 4 years. So 2023, well, could be a tremendous year. Could be a tremendous recovery year leading into 2024, which is the next halving year. And then we have that parabolic year, 2025, right afterwards. That's right around the corner. It seemed like so long ago that the next halving event is forever. That's not the case. That's only a few years, like less than a few years. So there's that. Michael Saylor tweeted this out about ownership of cryptocurrency. Percentage of internet users that own some cryptocurrency on hand worldwide, the average is about 12.3%. USA is about 15%. Turkey's at 25.8%. That makes sense. All the nations that suffer from hyperinflation, they're among the highest. Right? Russia only 3.6%. That seems low. That seems really low. But you know what? I think this is skewed. I don't even think we're anywhere close to this, honestly. USA is at 15%. I don't buy that. That means 15 out of 100 people own Bitcoin or crypto. We're nowhere close to that. Nowhere close to that. There are still people on Earth that has never heard of Bitcoin. As silly as that sounds, as improbable as that sounds, there are people, there are a lot of people, you ask them about Bitcoin, they never even heard of it. Okay, so, yeah, I think this is skewed. But the point of this slide is that we're still very, very early. Very early. And wait until these percentages are in the 80s or 90 percentile. Then think about what's going to happen with supply and demand and price. Okay, so think about those things. All right, now, we may have had a leak or a couple of leaks in regards to Twitter coin. So this is interesting because many, including myself, feel like Elon is up to something. And he is up to something, and it's going to be good for Doge and Bitcoin, but primarily Doge, right? Because he's been talking about Doge for so long. But there's a couple people that leaked out this symbol, and then they deleted it. So it looks like there may be a Twitter coin coming in the near future. Now, it's unknown whether or not this is just a joke or just a symbol representation of, crypto on the platform, but it does look like a coin. It does look like there is some kind of Twitter coin that may be coming. And that's not the only screenshot. So people have been taking, kind of digging around. You can see the Twitter API also shows there's a column for coins placeholder. So they're definitely working on some kind of integrated wallet. And then under monetization, you can see tips. And again, there's a Twitter coin symbol right there. Okay. So again, does that mean that this is just a representation of crypto? Or are they really coming out of Twitter coin? Now that they're a privately traded company, they don't have stocks anymore. So they can come out with crypto. As long as the SEC agrees, even though the SEC hates Elon. But you know what? This was leaked out, all this information, so we'll see. But there's definitely something going on. Elon's definitely working on wallet, and it doesn't mean that even though he comes out Twitter coin that's it. It could just be a wallet full of many coins like Doge and Bitcoin and Twitter coin and anything else that he may want to support. So something's coming. Something's coming to Twitter. That's for sure. As for FIFA, a lot of you guys been, I was going to get to this. FIFA World Cup, a lot of you guys have been watching the games. Coca-Cola is coming out with the NFT Partnered up with Crypto.com, so Crypto.com is doing pretty well today. But let's not forget, they also have a big partnership with the Algorand. They're going to come out with more NFTs with them. And others in the space are also coming out with their own NFTs, like Binance is coming out with their own with Ronaldo, stuff like that. So hopefully you guys been enjoying the games. Reddit is still selling their avatar NFTs. I guess they already sold 200,000, and they're going to start minting them. So it surprised me that the demand for NFTs are still so high. But you know what? Some people love their NFTs. And guess what platform this is built on? Polygon. Yes, this is why I'm so bullish on Polygon, because Polygon works with all these brands. Now, all their NFT marketplaces are all on top of Polygon. So good for Polygon overall.